Most UX UI advice out there teaches you the same surface level stuff. Use white space, align your text, pick better colors. But if you want to actually become a great designer, the kind who creates interfaces people love to use and remember, you need more than that. In this video, we'll be sharing 5 advanced UX UI design tips you won't hear in most courses or tutorials. Let's get into it. 1. Personalize the experience based on user behavior. When you're designing a product, it's important to remember that not all users are the same. Some are brand new, some are coming back after a few uses, and others are deeply engaged. But what many beginner designers do is show everyone the same screen, no matter where they are in their journey. That's a missed opportunity. Designing experiences that adapt to different types of users can make your products feel smarter, more personal, and way more useful. Let me show you what this looks like using a fitness app. The first screen is for a new user. They've just signed up, so the app keeps things really simple. It welcomes them and encourages them to set their weekly goals. Underneath, there are a few trending programs and some easy categories. It's just enough to explore, but not overwhelming, which is exactly what a first-time user needs. Next, we've got a repeat user. This person has used the app before and is starting to build a routine. Instead of onboarding content, they get a clear workout plan for the day, with helpful details like duration and calories burned. Now here's a super user, someone who's fully engaged and committed to their fitness goals. The app experience becomes more advanced. We start with useful stats like daily steps, calories burned, and heart rate. Then it moves into their workout plan and personalized diet suggestions. At this stage, it's not about helping them get started. It's about helping them optimize and stay on track. Great design meets people where they are. Instead of creating one generic experience for everyone, think about how your interface can adapt to what the user needs right now. Small changes, like personalized messages, tailored content, or progress tracking, can make your product feel more human, more helpful, and more valuable. 2. Design smarter search. Search is one of the most critical features in any product, but it's also one of the most overlooked in design. Most designers just drop in a search bar and move on. But good search design isn't just about function. It's about how it feels, how fast it helps users get what they need, and how much effort it saves them. Think about what happens when a user taps into a search bar. That's a moment of intent. They're looking for something, but they may not know exactly what. That's where your design can do one of 2 things. Give them a blank screen and expect them to do all the work. Or offer helpful suggestions that make the experience easier, faster, and smarter. Let's look at the first version, the standard blank screen search. Technically, it works, but there's no guidance. It's a dead end unless they know exactly what they want. Now let's look at a smarter version of the same screen. The search bar is still there, ready to use, but underneath it, the interface offers subtle, useful suggestions. Things like recent searches, so the user can quickly pick up where they left off. Popular items, which gives them a sense of what others are finding useful. Personalized recommendations, based on their past behavior or interests. These suggestions don't get in the way. They quietly support the user. And if they already know what they want, they can ignore them and just type. But if they're unsure, these small hints reduce friction and give them somewhere to start. 3. Smarter order tracking design. Here's something a lot of designers overlook. Post-purchase experiences matter just as much as the purchase itself. Think about it. When someone places an order, they've already made a decision. They've paid, committed, and now they're waiting. That moment, between payment and delivery, is full of expectation and uncertainty. And how you design for that moment says a lot about your product. Now, let's take a look at a very basic order screen. It shows the order number, a plain list of items, some courier info, and a timeline made up of simple dates. Technically, the information is there, but visually, there's no structure, no prioritization, no guidance. Just data dumped onto a screen. The user has to scan, interpret, and piece everything together themselves. Now, compare that to this upgraded design. From the very first glance, this screen makes you feel like everything is under control. It opens with a confident message. Your order is on the way, paired with clear delivery details and visual icons that help communicate the time window and address instantly. The courier section is no longer just a name and number. It's human. There's a photo, a name, and quick access buttons to call or message, which not only adds trust, but makes the experience feel more personal and responsive. The items? No more long text lists. And one of the best touches? The order history is now a visual timeline. Instead of scanning a block of text and dates, users can instantly see what stage the order is in. This isn't just a UI upgrade. It's a completely different experience. Because great design doesn't just display information. It reduces stress and answers questions before they're asked.
Speaking of great designs, a lot of people ask us, how do I make my UI designs actually look good? Not just functional, not just okay, but clean, modern, and something people actually want to use. If you're trying to figure that out, I really recommend checking out our UX UI Design Playbook. It's packed with the exact principles, visual tips, and layout rules that helped thousands of new designers and also developers finally understand how to design great UI designs. You'll find real examples, pro-level shortcuts, and simple things you can apply right away to make your designs feel way more polished and confident. In fact, a lot of our students said this was the best UI design ebook that finally helped them to improve their UI designs. We just passed 17,000 downloads of the free preview and full version, which is honestly amazing. The price may go up soon, but right now you can get 40% off with the code LOVEUXPEAK40. So if you haven't grabbed your copy yet, this is the perfect time. Links in the description. And when you try it, I'd love to hear how it helped your designs. We've already seen some amazing transformations.
4. Category screens. Category screens might seem simple, just a list of options, right? But they actually play a huge role in how users move through your product. Let's look at 3 different versions of this screen and how the design affects the experience. The first version is very basic, just a list of category names and C selection links. There's nothing wrong with it. It's clean and minimal. But the problem is, it puts all the effort on the user. Every line looks the same, there's no visual rhythm, no hierarchy, and no cues that help guide the eye. You have to read through every label to find what you want. Now, the second version is something we see a lot from junior designers. It looks more designed and might even seem impressive at first glance. But here's the thing, it focuses more on appearance than on usability. Even though there's a dark overlay to help with some text readability, it doesn't fully fix the contrast issue. Some of the text is still hard to read. On top of that, the images don't match. One is bright, another is moody, another feels like a magazine photo. There's no visual consistency. It doesn't feel like these images belong to the same product or brand, more like a random mix of stock photos. And because every block is so visually busy, it takes longer for users to understand what they're looking at. Now, let's look at the third version. And this is where things come together in a much more thoughtful, professional way. This design uses color-coded charts, each with a soft, solid background and a clean, isolated image that represents the category. Because the images are stylistically unified and the background colors are well-balanced, the whole screen feels cohesive and branded. There's a rhythm to the layout that makes scanning effortless. You can glance at the screen and understand the options in just seconds. 5. Choose the right input method for the moment, not just the data. Not all number inputs are created equal, and they shouldn't be treated the same. Entering your weight, age, calories, or daily steps might seem similar on the surface, but the way those values are entered can completely change how smooth or frustrating the experience feels. Let's walk through a few real examples and break down what works best and why. First, consider the type of input. There are 2 kinds of numeric input scenarios. One-time setup, like entering your weight when first signing up, or setting your age, height, or weight. And frequent repeated entry, like locking food to track calories or macros. These are completely different use cases, and they require completely different UI patterns. Let's look at the screen where the user is asked to enter personal details, like weight or height. In these cases, scroll wheels and sliders work beautifully. Why? Because users aren't entering this data often. They just want to get through the setup quickly, and these values usually fall within a known range. And most importantly, they're low effort. Users don't need to type or think too much. Now let's compare that to logging your food every day to track calories or macros. This is where sliders and scroll wheels break down. They're too slow, too fiddly, and don't offer the kind of control users need. If you want to log food quantity like 350 grams, I don't want to scroll endlessly or try to drag a slider to the perfect number. Text fields fields are better here because they're faster, more precise, and less frustrating when used repeatedly. So, how do you choose? Here is a simple rule of thumb. Use sliders or scroll wheels for casual, one-time inputs where precision isn't critical. Use text fields, steppers, or number inputs for frequent, precise, or repetitive tasks. It's not about which component looks nicer. It's about reducing friction and matching the input method to the context. That's all for today. We hope you found these tips helpful. Let us know in the comments which one was your favorite. We'll see you on the next one.